My mom was deported, you guys. Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. For today's video, I know that you guys have a lot of questions based on my previous story time on why I live here and why my family lives in Mexico. You guys are just, curious and want to know, how that all came to be. So I feel like the best way to do that is to just do another story time, so that way I can tell you guys all of the details that kind of led up to that point. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who are going to be able to relate, so I hope that this story kind of helps you guys in a way and kind of helps you guys see me in a different light, because a lot of you guys be saying that I drink too much, that I'm a borracha, but you know what? It's true. Like, you can't deny what you are. So let's just get to the story. Before I begin, I'm so thankful that you guys keep coming back to watch my videos. I'm so grateful. And if you want, you can always subscribe, like, and comment on this video. That's if you want, okay? That's up to you. So let's get started. Okay, so let's bring this back a couple years. Let's bring this to year 2012. So the year 2012, I met Jair. I was madly in love with him and I was with him all the time. I never ever spent any time with my family when I met him. We were always out. And like when you have a boyfriend, you just want to spend your whole time with him. And that's just kind of what I did. Low-key, knowing what I know now, I would have definitely spent more time with my family. But I was 14 years old. I didn't know any better. And I just always wanted to be with my boyfriend. Now, during this time, my siblings and my mom were here. They were here living in the US. And we were also living with my mom's boyfriend, which at the time, it was really, really toxic, you guys. I could not even begin to tell you guys how toxic my home environment was living with my mom. I did not get along with her at all. Me and her would always fight. We would always argue. And with my stepdad, he always wanted us to respect him and see him as a parent without actually trying to be one. And it came to the point where sometimes I would even physically fight him because some of the things that he would say or do were not right, in my opinion. Mind you, I was like 14, 15 years old. So me going through all of this was so draining as a teenager. During that time, I was not scared of anybody. I would want to fight anybody that wanted to fight. I would do all these things, and I almost feel like it's because of my home environment and how toxic it was. My mom had me when she was 15 years old. And I do feel that is one of the reasons why we would argue a lot, because she was really young and immature. And I almost never felt like I had a mom. I always felt like I had to be a parent to my mom, which was so frustrating. And, me being the oldest, I always had to take care of my siblings because she was always working. And she was almost never home. Now, during this time, I was dating Jair. It was like our first year or two being together. So it was really nice having someone there to, have my back and support me, because I always felt like I had nobody. I always felt like I had to have my own back. And I always felt like, I was always fighting people that I lived with. It was so uncomfortable. And, I know that a lot of people can relate, because not a lot of us have grown up in, very nice home environments. I feel like a lot of us have grown up in very toxic environments. I feel like now that I'm older and now that I'm mature, I do understand why my mom was like that in a way. I'm not gonna talk shit about my mom, because you guys, that is my mom. That is gonna be my mom forever. And like I said, I'm more, grown and mature now to understand certain things and understand why she was the way she was. And we have talked about it. We've moved on. I don't resent her at all. I feel like with my siblings, I was like their mom, and I was so overprotective. Even though, to be honest, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was not a good sister either. And I feel like it was because of my home environment. I was a really shitty sister to Andrea. If you guys don't know her, I made a video with her. Go check it out. I was just so shitty to her, and I don't understand why. Like, I never liked her. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was like the home environment, like I said, but that's besides the point. I don't want to get sidetracked, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. My mom was deported, you guys. She was here working illegally, like a lot of moms do, like a lot of parents do. And unfortunately, you know, it happens, and she got deported. Now, during her process, she spent 6 months in jail, like actual jail. So she was still here. She didn't get deported right away. And we did get to see her like once or twice. But you guys, imagine not getting along with your stepdad and living with him. It was the most, I think, stressful time of my entire life. Like, yes, there were times where we did get along, and other times it was not the greatest. He did try to communicate with us at times, but I feel like he was like really emotionally abusive. He would try to be nice to us one time, like one day, and then, you know, the next he was bipolar as fuck. Like, that's how I could describe him. He was so bipolar. Like, he would be nice one day, and then, you know, like, he would always expect us to be there, and like, but it was just like, how, like, if you're just having all these moods all the time, you know? So there was a point where me and my sister Andrea, we actually did run away. I don't know if I mentioned it, but my two younger siblings, which is my sister Jennifer and my little brother Brian, they are his kids, which I don't see any different. I don't know if you guys are the same way like I am, but even though we have different dads, like, I don't see them any different. So nevertheless, me and my sister Andrea always felt like he never treated us the same. So we ended up running away, and we went to my aunt's, and we stayed there for a couple of months. And it was really stressful because me and Andrea were a lot to handle. Like, me and her would fight all the time as well, and my tia didn't know how to like really take care of us or handle us. So during this time, I was getting really close to my boyfriend's mom. She's so nice, you guys. Like, I cannot, like, she has done so much for me. Like, I honestly do see her as a mom, even though like living with them was not the best as well, which I will get to in another video probably. You know, she was really nice, and she offered me her home. Like, she was like, if you want to come live with us, you can. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, what am I gonna do with my sister, like Andrea? Like, she can't stay alone. So, you know, my mom was still in jail, and she was she had her date, and she was supposed to get deported like, I think like 2 weeks after that. And so my mom was like, you know what, like, I want all my kids with me. I don't want them to stay over there by themselves. So in my mind, I just had to find something to keep me here, because to be honest, I did not want to go. Like, why would I, you know, like, I was so selfish back then, you guys. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, I don't want to leave my boyfriend, like, you know, like all these things. And I was just like, I gotta find a solution to this. So my boyfriend, he's always been so hardworking. He's had a job since I met him, and he was working at a farm. And I was like, you know what, like, find me a job there so that way I don't have to go back. And so he did. I ended up working with him. We were working at a farm, like milking cows and all that. So that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, I was working with him, and I had told my mom, I was like, Mom, like, I don't want to go. So I feel like the best solution is for me to stay and work here and then just send you money. So she was like, you know what, like, you're getting older, so I feel like that's a good idea as well. And so I ended up staying here, and, you know, I didn't trust my mom at all, like, not the slightest bit, to take care of my siblings. So I told my sister Andrea, you know what, like, you have to go. Like I do not trust my mom to be able to take care of, you know, my little brother or my sister, because they were so little. Like, my brother was like, what, like a year old barely, like, during that time, and my sister was like 6 years old. And I was just like, you know what, like, you have to go. Like, if it's not me that's taking care of them, like, you have to, because honestly, I did not trust my mom at all. And she ended up leaving, so I ended up staying. And that's basically what happened. My mom got deported, and, you know, the best solution for that time was for all of them to go and for me to stay so I could work here and, you know, just send them money. And that's what I've been doing since. You know, I was also not legally here and was also not able to work legally here. So I have been working illegally for a couple years until 2 years ago or a year ago, that I was fortunate enough to fix my situation, you guys. Like, I am so grateful for this because it has opened so many doors for me, so many opportunities. I got my driver's license, like everything for me has gone so great, and I am so thankful for everything that I have received and everything, all the opportunities that are coming my way. Like, I'm grateful for everything. You know, it just sucks that my family is in Mexico, and you know, I still don't really fully know how I'm gonna get them all here, but they're all gonna be here with me someday, and I know that for a fact. They're all gonna be living here with me, and we're all gonna be living together, and it's just gonna be awesome. You know, I'm thankful for all of the experiences that I have gone through my life. I feel like my mom being deported was one of the toughest lessons that made me grow up so quick. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that have gone through this or that are currently going through this, and let me tell you guys, like, it gets better. Like, I know that it might suck at the moment, but it does get better, and you know, hopefully it turns out for the best. If it wasn't for my mindset and if it wasn't for the way I am, I feel like I couldn't have pulled through, because I have gone through a lot of shitty things, you know, not being with my mom and living from house to house, and you know, it sucks, but that's life, and you know, there's nothing we can really do except go forward. So yeah, you guys, that is my story. I feel like I left a lot of empty places yet again, but I do plan on doing a lot more story times. This is just kind of like, you know, me answering you guys's like curiosity to why I live here and my family lives in Mexico. But that was pretty much it, and hopefully you guys like this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, you guys, I'm so thankful for you. Like I said, I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.